everybody, I'm Devin Spear, and this is Disruption Weekly for August 23rd, 2024. We're going to talk about image generation in the first two articles. Midjourney, one of my favorite image generation tools, has finally left the confines of Discord. You had to use Discord to actually use the full capabilities of Midjourney. They have finally, after a lot of complaints and really missed opportunities from the mainstream audiences that were using image generation tools, they've made it a web user interface, and it's fantastic. It's really, really good. It's got all actually, I think it has more functionality than Discord had without all the command line and coding. So the user interface is really good. The image quality has always been good with Midjourney. So check out Midjourney online, and according to the CEO, you get 25 images for free, and I think you'll be impressed with the user interface. So another direct Midjourney competitor, a company called Audiogram, has released their version 2 large language model for image generation. Audiogram 2.0 text-to-image model was released last week, and it's going head-to-head with Midjourney and DALL-E, and then the Grok tool that was announced 2 weeks ago. So this generative image AI space is getting more and more competitive, and the claim to fame that Audiogram has always had is the ability to manage text. They're really good at rendering text on the screen. It's always been a stumbling block for AI generators, image generators, often producing distorted and illegible text. It doesn't meet professional standards until now. The breakthrough could revolutionize rapid prototyping and advertising and branding, allow for faster iteration and more precise visual communications. I think it's pretty cool. The results I've played with are really impressive, and it also gives you a lot more control over their whole color palette, color schemes. So you got two really cool Gen AI image tools to play with between the web version of Midjourney and Audiogram 2.0. So when you roll up all the content in the generative AI world, you go to places like Andreessen Horowitz A16Z for their annual, which I think now is multiple times a year, quarterly even. Their March 2024 report has been updated for July. So they have listed the top 50 Gen AI web products by lots of different criteria. And here, this one you're seeing on the screen is by monthly visits. No surprise, ChatGPT remains in the first position. Character AI, we've talked about that a lot. Number 2, and Perplexity, my go-to search engine for the last 6 months, is now moved up to number 3. Claude AI is taking ground away from ChatGPT in one of these graphs. They say 52% of the companies listed are focused on image gen, that's editing across all modalities, voice, video, speech. There's a product that I just tried for the first time called Sunu. It's amazing, creates songs from text to songs, and some of them are really impressive. Here's a graph of Claude's gaining on ChatGPT, or maybe overtaking them in the last 12 months, and you see Perplexity continues to grow. So check out the report. You'll find, I promise you'll find Gen AI tools that you didn't know existed, international tools, and then a plethora of aesthetic and dating tools, a new category. And I don't know any of those examples, but if I had time, I'd check them out. And it's not going to end, friends. You're going to see more new apps online coming to market every month. Now, if you're worried about privacy, it's too late, because we have no privacy, at least in the United States. This article from ARS Technica, a really good resource for a lot of tech coverage and content, is doing a deep dive on smart TVs, and the companies, they focus on LG and Samsung talking about that the ad and data obsessed industry is driving more revenue from selling ads on TVs than the televisions themselves, the LCD screens themselves. Ad revenue, smart TV ad revenue was up 20% over the last 12 months. And expected to grow an additional 20% this year to $46 billion. So these are the smart OS user interfaces that Samsung, LG are pretty famous for. I personally always bypass that. Maybe I've shared that I'm an Apple purist, so I use Apple TV, and so far Apple blocks a lot of that. So I never see the web interface of my smart TV. Actually, it's turned off, and there's no networking on the TV itself. But most people do, and the idea of selling ad tech, automatic content recognition, is growing at a tremendous rate. I didn't understand how big a business this was, even to the extent. I didn't know that Walmart was making a bid to buy Vimeo, so that tells you how much they want to get into the ad business for Walmart. But there's a product here called Telly. You see later down in the article, Telly has this free television, free TV, LEDs, LCD screen combination package that is a main display and then a fixed permanent broadcast display, a display just for advertising. Telly progressive owners can answer a long series of questions, and if they're registered, like if they're registered to vote, and who their cell phone provider is, and then data is used to target ads. Now we're doing this at Over Above, and we have been using over-the-top TV for one of our many campaign strategies. So targeting ads on television is not new. It's just now, especially with this example, like Telly, is more pervasive than I understood. So check out the article, determine if you want a free TV, or even if you anticipate things like this Sony patent that says you must. Now they claim that Sony may never develop the technology to support what the patent shows, but the only way to skip ads is to say the name of the commercial advertiser out loud verbally. Think about that. To skip a McDonald's commercial, I'd have to say McDonald's. Well, what is it doing psychologically? Listen, this is a brave new world, and 1984 come to life. The television is in your life for better and worse. And in terms of consumer indexing and the way consumers think about interacting through ads, Ernst Young has a future consumer index report that just came out. 57% of consumers say that they want to see, touch, and feel items before they buy them. I think this is, some data that has toggled back and forth in terms of is it more than half of the consumers want to go to physical stores. I'm sure this is all good data and good science, good statistics. I would rather shop online than shop in a store, but maybe I'm the minority. 57% say they will. 32% of consumers still crave personal experience from in-store shopping. Wow, I just didn't know that many people still preferred the indoor experience. Also, 68% say they want to seek expert advice for high value purchases, I guess, and high touch, make better informed decisions. And 33% are concerned that Gen AI recommendations are biased towards products and brands. I'm sure they are. That's what we just talked about. So maybe the death of the retail store isn't as imminent as we assumed, and you're going to see a blend of AI and fixed brick and mortar sellers in the future, so that they can't afford to ignore that. Also in the future, in the last article for this week, you're going to see the new Waymo 6th generation robo-taxi. They just have been focused on rolling this out to the fleet. There's over 100,000 paid trips every week on the 5th generation Waymo car. Waymo is a product of Alphabet, Amazon parent company. The new 6th generation robo-taxi has 13 cameras, 4 LiDAR, 6 radar, and an array of EARS stands for external audio receivers. I didn't know that. And they're making progress. We reported a few weeks ago, or highlighted an article that Waymo was expanding their fleet in San Francisco. They've made a lot of progress compared to their number one competitor, which is Cruise. Cruise is owned and operated as a division of General Motors. They've had some problems with the California Department of Motor Vehicles, but General Motors says they're willing to invest another $850 million in the business unit. And then a company I didn't know anything about, I learned something new this week on many examples. Amazon has a subsidiary of a purpose-built robotaxi that has been running in Austin and Miami this summer. It's called Zoox, Z-O-O-X, Zoox. I don't know how to pronounce that. So listen, this is just the steady stream of robotics in our lives and the progress they're making. And it's going to be the old adage: it's exponential growth is really slow until it's really fast. And that car looks more appealing on the road than the former versions. Hey, that's it for this week. Disruption Weekly, August 23rd, 2024. If you like the content, please let us know. Share it with your friends, and we will see you again with a new batch of articles next week.